Welcome back. In today's Talk to Cindy, we want to know, did you make a New Year's resolution for 2015? Well, whether it was to lose weight, start a new job, or travel more, keeping that resolution can certainly be difficult. However, some researchers believe if you stick with it until March, your chances of actually accomplishing your goal this year is much higher. So why is that, and how can you make sure you stick with it? Joining us now to talk more about this is clinical social worker Cindy Crane, a good friend of the show. Good morning.
Hi there.
Hi. So there's a little bit of science to this.
There's a lot of science.
Yeah, I mean, I read that there are about, I think it's 21 to 66 days before scientists say that a habit can truly stick. Do you agree with that?
Oh, yeah. And actually, our long-standing belief was that it takes 21 days to create a pattern. And one of the reasons for that is my personal understanding is the first week, it's new, it's a novelty.
Yeah.
The second week, you're comparing it to the first, and the third, it starts to become a routine. Recent research, and this was just published in Wall Street Journal and other places, is that it actually takes 66 days for it to stick.
To truly stick with that habit.
Yeah, so you're really looking at like 2 months and a few days.
So maybe if we hang in there till March, we can make a big difference in our life.
That's what they're saying, and it makes sense when you think about it. Our brains need a while to map a new idea about how to behave, because thoughts affect behavior and also feelings. So you're not just changing a habit, you're changing a lifestyle, and that takes some time.
Right. And then there are those who between that time can fall off track for whatever reason, you know, work, kids, family life. So what's your best advice to those people that can tend to fall off track?
I think the number one goal is set a realistic enough goal that it's reachable. You want to be able to give yourself enough wiggle room that you can adjust to the mental idea of this new place for yourself.
Okay, so let's say a lot of the goals are what? Lose weight, be a better person, quit smoking. So let's take lose weight for example.
Yeah.
How can you make that so obtainable?
Create a plan. Don't just say, I'm going to eat less. Create a plan. What is going to be your strategy for how you are going to approach food? It sounds simple, but it isn't, as we all know. A lot of us self-medicate with food, or we get into just habits that aren't healthy. So notice when you're more vulnerable to wanting to maybe eat and do something instead that's healthier.
Okay, and another one is also recognizing your situation triggers. What does that mean?
Yes. Oh, well, I mean, if you're walking into a cocktail party and there's food around and maybe you have a little bit of social anxiety, or just we're used to when we're at a cocktail party, you know, eating and drinking more, make sure that you do some simple things in advance, which are make sure that you drink a lot of water before you go, eat a healthy meal before you go, so that you're not sort of like binge eating out of nervousness.
So self-awareness and then making that active decision.
Sure, and other trigger situations are just stress. So if you're going to be around that aunt who just says rude things to you, you know, also
we've all been there, right?
Yeah, also recognize that could happen and be prepared to change your reaction.
Okay. Well, you say to walk away from stress. That seems to be the easy way out. So you should not be confrontational at all. And
well, even just walk away from the table, walk away from the drink, walk away from the argument. Sometimes just don't be in the bar to begin with. As you're creating new habits, it's important to give yourself an exit strategy that can sometimes just be a comfort to know there's a window through which I can change my behavior.
Yeah, okay. Or just, I guess, be the bigger person in the situation.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, all right, Cindy, always great stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And don't forget, you can talk to Cindy anytime on Twitter. You can tweet her at